What's up, early risers? Welcome back to another episode of Before the Sun. Today, we're diving into one of the most underrated, powerful tools you can use to level up, and the whole purpose of this podcast, the 5 a.m. wake up call. If you want to, change it to 4 a.m., change it to 3 a.m., I don't care, but get your ass up before the sun comes up. I'm talking about why getting up before the world gives you a massive advantage in every area of your life: mental, physical, emotional. We'll break down the science behind it, give you some real world examples of people who dominate their mornings, and some tips to make this work for you. Let's get into it. Waking up at 5 a.m. isn't just about getting up early for the sake of it. It's about gaining control over your time, maximizing your productivity, and getting a head start on the competition. Most of the world is still in bed, sleeping, dreaming, while you're already out there making moves. That's a fucking superpower. So let's get into the science and the real world examples of how early risers take control of their lives. First, let's talk about the biology behind it. Our bodies run on circadian rhythms, which is basically a 24-hour internal clock. When you wake up early and expose yourself to natural light in the morning, you're aligning with that clock, which improves everything from your mood to your energy levels. There's actual research showing that early risers tend to be more proactive, organized, and less prone to stress. A study published in the journal Emotion found that people who wake up early are more likely to feel optimistic and proactive throughout the day. Why? Because they start the day with purpose and a sense of control. You're not reacting to shit happening around you, you're getting ahead of it. And here's another crazy stat. Waking up early can improve brain function. Neuroscientists have shown that early risers experience higher levels of cognitive function and mental clarity because the brain is fully rested and the distractions are minimal. You're not bogged down by the noise of the day. You've got space to think and execute. Take Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. This dude wakes up at 3:45 a.m. every day. Why? Because he knows that the quiet hours in the morning are the best time to get ahead. He checks emails, works out, and starts his day with a full tank of focus and energy. Cook says that getting a jump on the day gives him a massive advantage over his competitors. If the CEO of one of the biggest companies on earth can make time to rise early, what excuse do you have? When you're up at 5 a.m., you're operating while the rest of the world is snoozing. You've got a head start. Those extra hours give you time to strategize, plan, and attack your goals without the noise of the day. Look, champions aren't made by doing what everyone else is doing. You can't expect to win by rolling out of bed at 8 a.m. and jumping straight into chaos. You want extraordinary results? Then you need to put in extraordinary effort. Here's another example, The Rock. This guy is known for his work ethic. And guess what? He wakes up at 4 a.m. every day to hit the gym. He's already knocked out his workout before most people have even rolled out of bed. He's one of the highest paid actors in the world, not because he's coasting on talent, but because he works harder than anyone else. Dwayne Johnson knows that the early morning hours are sacred. They give him time to get his body and mind right before the world starts pulling him in a million directions. Let's break down why early mornings give you that mental edge. In the first few hours after waking, your brain is in a state called alpha waves. This is the brainwave state associated with creativity, focus, and problem solving. It's like your brain is supercharged, ready to tackle the most complex problems with ease. By waking up at 5 a.m., you're tapping into this cognitive power when your mind is at its sharpest. You're not just checking tasks off a list, you're thinking strategically, mapping out how to dominate the day. Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks, is another beast when it comes to early mornings. He wakes up around 4:30 a.m. every day to go for a bike ride and plans his day. He says that those early hours are his time to reflect, focus, and strategize. And let's be honest, Schultz didn't build Starbucks into a global empire by sleeping in. He got up, put in the work, and consistently out-hustled the competition. Here's the hard truth. Waking up at 5 a.m. is tough as hell. It's not something you could just do once and feel like you've made it. It requires consistency, day in and day out. But every time you get up early, you're building discipline. You're proving to yourself that you control your mind, not the other way around. And that discipline bleeds into every part of your life, from your work to your relationships to your goals. The more disciplined you are, the more unstoppable you become. All right, so how do you make the most of those early hours? Time blocking is a game changer. Let's say you've got a big project or a workout you need to crush. Block out those first few hours and focus like a beast. No phone, no distractions, just you and the task at hand. Time blocking trains your brain to prioritize important stuff while shutting out the bullshit. Another tip, and you've heard me talk about this before, but it's key. Create an environment where distractions can't get to you. Whether it's setting up your workspace the night before or making sure your desk is ready to go, eliminate chaos. Howard Schultz doesn't roll out of bed in a mess. He got his space organized and his plan in place before he even steps into the day. Here's another crucial tip. Don't overload yourself. Focus on your top 3 goals for the day. I'm talking about the things that will actually move you forward, not the busy work that just keeps you spinning your wheels. Waking up early allows you to focus on these high priority items with clear intention before the noise of the day distracts you. Oprah Winfrey is another person who uses the early morning hours to dominate. She's up at the crack of dawn to meditate, work out, and prepare for the day ahead. Oprah says the first few hours of her day are sacred. They're the time when she can connect with herself, plan, and get focused. No wonder she's built an empire. Finally, my most extreme example, Mark Wahlberg. You know him from his movies, but what you might not know is that the guy wakes up at 2:30 a.m. every single day. Yeah, 2:30 a.m. Wahlberg's daily routine is no joke. He's up before most people even thought about waking up, and by 7 a.m., he's already crushed a workout, meditated, and had breakfast with his family. Why? Because he knows those early hours are his time to focus. No distractions, no excuses. This isn't just about acting or being a celebrity. Mark Wahlberg is a business machine. He's got Wahlburgers, his production company, and his fitness supplement line. He uses the early mornings to get ahead while the rest of the world is still hitting snooze. If Mark Wahlberg, with his insane schedule, can wake up at 2:30 a.m. to crush his goals, what can you do by waking up at 5 a.m.? You've got the same hours in the day. It's how you use them that counts. Own your mornings like Wahlberg, and you'll own your day. Early risers, the 5 a.m. advantage is no fucking joke. The science backs it up, and the real world examples speak for themselves. And I guarantee you that if you implement this, you will see a massive change in your life. You'll gain control over your day, your time, and your progress. While everyone else is still asleep, you are building your empire, one early morning at a time. All right, guys, please remember to head over to speakpipe.com/beforethesun and leave me a message. I want to know how you're taking control of your mornings. Tell me your name, where you're from, and how you're using the 5 a.m. advantage to crush it. And as always, get the fuck up. Go.